Welcome to Keys to the Game, brought to you by Wentz Orthodontics. Chris Lovell, sideline analyst. Mr. John Harris, color analyst. Brian Jensen, not here. I do have his key to the game, though. We'll get to it in a little bit. But, Mr. Harris, I'll let you go first. You touched on receiver play last week. It was good in some spots, some missed opportunities, though. What do you see in week 2?
You know, I said a week ago we could probably talk about it every week and say receiver play is a big key for this team, and I don't think that's a stretch at all. You do have some good ball games in the opener against Sam Houston State. Devin Lauderdale, a couple of touchdown catches, and Ian Sadler, a couple of touchdown catches. But there were some touchdown catches that didn't happen, too. There were 8 drop balls in the ball game. Justin Stockton on the sideline with his speed, a certain touchdown, and Reginald Davis in that second half let one go right through the hands that would have been a touchdown as well. I think with the defensive side of the ball at Texas Tech, a work in progress, the offense has to take advantage of every opportunity. And a couple of more touchdowns stretched that margin out last weekend to a point where you're not worried at all that Sam Houston State can come back. I just think until you're competent and where you want to be on both sides of the ball, because this team throws it so much and throws it so effectively, you've got to make every play. I think that gives this team the best chance to win.
And it's worth mentioning versus UTEP in that they're not going to allow you to run as many plays. They're going to soak up that time of possession stat. They're really good at that and being effective on third down. So not as much margin for error this week as there was last.
No, and think back to last year where UTEP had the ball for 39 minutes in the game, and that was a game where your offense wasn't as productive as they needed to be on every series. And in that kind of case, you find yourself in a bind at the end of the ball game, and that's where the Red Raiders were, ahead but having to hang on.
Yeah, just ran, I think, 59 offensive plays last year. Mine is all about, from a defensive standpoint, it'll be much easier to focus this week than last. A lot more threats on the Sam Houston State football team than there is on this UTEP team, although this UTEP threat, his name is Aaron Jones, and he's better than I think any skill player that Sam Houston State had. They will throw it to him. They will hand it to him. They will lean on him heavily. And I don't think you necessarily spy a running back like you would a quarterback, but it should be easier to focus on what you need to try to take away from this UTEP defense. And on purpose, they're not as explosive. They don't want to get into a track meet. They're going to try to milk the clock and kind of play keep away a little bit, but look for Aaron Jones, especially on third down. You know, they will try to, throw it to him out of the backfield. And so defensively, I think, I would say David Gibbs' job maybe a little bit easier this week compared to last because there's not as many playmakers. And if Brian Jensen was here, he'd want us to say something about special teams. Exactly. So I feel like I need to do that. Autry Golden is their kick returner. We saw some fireworks out of Jakeem Grant last week, and that was fun. Autry Golden actually is one touchdown away from setting the NCAA record for kickoffs for touchdowns, kickoff returns, I should say. So I think Brian Jensen would tell you, pay attention to Mr. Golden on special teams, and let's hope he gets plenty of opportunities.
Yes, if he gets a lot of chances, that means the Red Raiders are scoring. And something else about UTEP special teams that aren't nearly as good as Autry Golden returning kickoffs is that their field goal kicking unit has had 8 field goals blocked in the last 3 seasons. So maybe a chance there for the Red Raiders field goal block unit to turn in a big play.
And they had a couple of bad snaps versus Arkansas, too. Deep snapper. He's like 6'9", 300 pounds. So he's a big deep snapper that did struggle in week 1.
You tell him he's not snapping this week.
That's right. Okay, so that is keys to the game. Make sure you wear white, tomorrow or today whenever you're watching this video. I'm not supposed to exactly specify when you're supposed to be watching this video. But anyway, for Wentz Orthodontics, that is keys to the game. Thank you for watching us. And if you don't get a chance to watch the game, make sure you listen to us. We'll bring you all the action from Jones AT&T Stadium.